I am driving home. Picked up a hitchhiker at the restaurant. The boy Ollie is here. I'm going to talk about the racehorses. Getting close to Niagara Falls, actually very close to Niagara Falls. I am going to go through these quickly. Drebin is now jogging full time. As I said, he should be ready. It's almost August now. I'd say the first part of September. Drebin will be ready to go. Tenacious Hanover is going to see Dr. Brown on Monday. I suspect he'll be ready to go for next week. Waiting to see what he thinks of our boy Tenacious Hanover. Time is on my side out in the field for another week. Let's say we'll bring him back next Sunday. He'll start fresh on the Monday after that. He's been sharp, obviously coming off one of his best performances of his life. He will, let's see, that'll be the first week of August. He'll be ready the first part of September also. I suspect we'll have him ready 2 weeks before his next stake race, which is the Ewart Memorial, I believe, is what we'll be aiming for in Scioto. Save America, many of you know that he got injured his last start in Summerside Raceway. We've had that corrected. He had some screws put in his pastern. The prognosis was very, very good looking at the x-ray that I saw and that Dr. Brown had saw. Relayed the plan with him. 30 days in the stall, 30 days in the pool, and re-x-ray at the 60-day mark to see what we're dealing with. And that's where we're at with Save America. But happy to hear from Dr. Brown his thoughts on the not just the fracture line, but also the procedure to rectify that. The Spitfire Overseas had to scratch him yesterday. He was sick. I kind of wish we'd have scratched 3-point also. But without any sort of information to scratch him, we couldn't. We raced him. He was flat, and it didn't work out that well. But Spitfire was sick, high temperature. We scratched him before the race, and he'll be back next week, I imagine. One of my buddies, Jim, one of our partners, Jim, had said, why don't we just give him the time off till September? That's a possibility also. I think that's a realistic possibility, but at the same time, I want to see how this plays out over the next week. He fits the two bottom classes and can easily make his way back up the ladder. For a horse that has had a bit of a scattered schedule, it would be nice to get him back on track right now, I think. Texong Soprano is in the sale on Monday, but if he doesn't bring a certain amount, we will be buying him back and buying out our clients that want it out. That's only fair. It's not a big deal. We've done that from time to time, and we'll continue to do that. Certainly with Texong Soprano, Greatest Ending is racing on Sunday. He needs a start. I thought Jason did a tremendous job qualifying that horse last week. I can't be there on Sunday. It must be Monday. On Monday, so Jason Merriman's going to drive Greatest Ending. J.K. Victory is back in to go this week, looking to continue his streak of hitting the board. The last 3 or 4 starts looked better. 3 starts ago, I thought, but looked okay last week. We'll see how he races this week coming. Looks like Money was great the other day. 3rd in a track record performance, 150-3. Missed the world record in that race by a 1/5 of a second also. That is also worth noting. Neptune drew 6-hole again this week. Trying to get this guy back in a class he can do well. You know, the one thing that Mike Wilder had noted was, Anthony, I think with the way he likes to race and the way the racing is at the Meadows, it would be a great spot for him. So we may switch him out at some point and send him over to the Meadows. Rock Shining Stars in to go Wednesday at the Meadows. Dave Pallone is going to drive him. 3-point Blue Chip. We got to draw the blood on this guy and see if we can't figure out what just took place this week. I could hear him hitting that left hind too. You know, for a horse that got over the Meadows so well over the last 2 years, he is struggling a little bit with it right now. So we'll see how that plays out. Trosa will start back, I guess, in kind of full-time training towards the end of August. We'll have him back ready to go to race at Mohawk in September. Yo Mister, first start in 3 or 4 weeks was last night. It was a good tightener. He'll be back in next week, and we'll get him back racing consistently. Delicious Stone DK, one of the hottest horses in our barn right now, and that feels, that baseball game, Ollie, and that feels great to say also. Yeah, it is, yep. Feels great to say that for a horse that's really had a lot of issues he was going through over the last year. To see him put it all together and come roaring back. He was very, very good the other day when I drove with Georgian Downs. And Patrick DePrano, a winner today, a little scare at the end of the race, pulled up a little bit lame. In the run out of the race, he looked lame to me left front. Didn't go back to the winner's circle, but then Tim showed me a video of him walking on the cement back into the test barn. He was sound. A couple hours after the race, they walked him. Also, the vet looked at him. he was sound again. So I guess diagnostically we can take a look, because when you're dealing with a 10-year-old horse, where there's smoke, there's fire. But it was a very, very odd thing. He definitely seemed sore to me in the short video after the race, pulling up. But then again, just moments later, when they took the bike off and walked him into the test barn, the horse was perfectly sound. An hour and a half later, when he went up to the barn and walked for the vet, jogged off to the vet, he was perfectly sound. So a very unique thing, but something we're watching. But after having the week we have had, definitely the day that I had, it was certainly nice to see our boy Patrick De Prona get the job done. So those are your race horses. I'll be back with the 3-year-olds. Maybe if we have enough light, I'll get the 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds in. My back's a little stiff after today's tumble, but I'll live. It's a long way from my heart. We'll see how things play out over the next day or so with regards to what I am able to do driving-wise. But I am going to stay scheduled for right now for tomorrow at Northfield Park. Take care.